Hey everybody, welcome to the final round of voting for Hero Rises. That is, of course, the situation we are in where we get a free unit. We've all voted our hearts out. We're down to the top 4, and now we have around 3 days left to vote. Probably by the time this goes live. So, in case you need a last minute decision maker to help you decide what you should do. I thought I'd make a quick video just kind of explaining the 4 units, and then, I don't know, just kind of giving you my thoughts on it as well. So first off, it's worth noting that every single unit is so good. Every unit is solid, and they are different, and they are good in their own way, which is fantastic, right? We don't just have a mess of sword users who all kind of have like the same spreads but with like one passive that's different, or you know, we're not in that situation, which is really nice. We have the unique ability to kind of choose what we want for ourselves, and I'll explain that as we go in here. So, you know, win or lose, there is literally no downside to whatever unit we're going to end up getting. That said, let's get into the units. So, Ike, Vanguard Legend Ike, the newest unit, or the newest, well, I guess the newest legendary unit that we've had, and probably, well, no, the Love Abounds units are newer, never mind. I was going to say, like, literally the newest new unit that we got, but it's not. Vanguard Legend Ike is a monster. You can see his base stats over here. You know, he's relatively new. He is infantry. He is a sword. He comes with a blessing. We got that Earth blessing. So, if we do end up getting Vanguard Ike, we should get the blessing as well. I don't know that should factor a huge part into your decision making. I know that in videos and previously that I've put out, I've kind of talked about, like, you know, I wouldn't be upset about Vanguard Ike because, you know, Earth blessings, because blessings are kind of hard to get. Prior to the new 2.2 update, blessings only came in the form of you have to get this legendary hero through a banner or a free form. However, that's not so much the case anymore, and we can get them through special maps and events and stuff like that. So I think we've been getting them on the Grand Hero battles for rewards and stuff like that. So I wouldn't let that affect my decision too much if I were you. If you weren't able to get a Vanguard Legend Knight, like, I am still of the opinion the legendary heroes should be free in general, because it's a giant cash grab, and I'm sure IS knows that, and that's exactly why they're doing it. But it hurts my heart, and so either way, I think they should still be free. Like, they should be unlockable through the story event like Fjorm was. It's fine. It's fine. We have a chance to get him now, so, you know, that's all good. Oh, before I go any further, I should specify I have all 4 of these units, so I am completely impartial as to whatever happens. I'm not like vote for Azura because I don't have Azura and I want Azura. That's not what this is. I have all 4 units. I have relatively solid units of all of them, and I'm happy however it shakes out. So Vanguard Ike, as you can see, base stat total of 163 down here, really solid. And again, these are the average stats at 40. So we got HP at 41, attack at 36, speed at 30, defense at 35, and resistance at 21. So not bad, Ike. You looking good, son. Vanguard Ike is really solid. He's got let's go down what he's gonna come with, shall we? The first and foremost, we gotta talk about Ragnall. So the weapon has a might or strength of 16, which is crazy. And the incredibly useful thing about this is that it enables counterattacks regardless of distance. So he kind of has like a distant counter type of thing going on, built into his weapon. And so that's always been a benefit. There's a couple units that have weapons like that. Ragnall is definitely on that list. He doesn't come with any assists, so there's no assist skill there. That's okay. His special, though, you're going to get Radiant Ether, which is like a more beefed up Ether. It's got a cooldown of 4, And if you don't know what either does, during combat, treats the foe's defense resistance as if it's reduced by 50% and restores HP equal to half of the damage dealt. So along with that pretty decent attack stat, once you equip Ragnall on there, you're gonna be looking at an attack stat of 52. Whoa! Before you add anything else, and I mean, you know, a faster ether is just even better, man. It's even better. So what are the passives that it's going to come with? First of all, you're going to get Warding Breath, and that is going to grant resistance +4 during combat if the unit is attacked, and it also grants a special cooldown charge +1 per attack. So your cooldown is already a little bit lower than what it would have been with either, and now it's even lower. Whoa, okay, calm down, Vanguard Ike. So he's also going to come with Seal Attack, Defense 2 after combat, and inflicts attack and defense -5 on foe throughout its next action. So pretty solid there, making your foe even weaker than it was before. And then he's also going to come with Defense Tactic 3, well, maxed anyway. That is going to be at the start of the turn, grants defense +6 to allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. Granted only if the number of that ally's movement type on current team is less than or equal to 2. So doesn't work with cavalry units, basically. But you know, still pretty solid. Still pretty solid to have him around there. And again, he comes with 3 passives in A, B, and C. Pretty fantastic. Warding Breath is pretty decent fodder. You know, if you already got like an Ike or 2, and you're like, hey, I don't want this. There you go. You got Warding Breath. I don't think Radiant Ether can be transferred to regular Ike if you want to do something crazy like that. But you might be able to do that. Either way, Radiant Ike is absolutely solid. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. I mean, Vanguard Ike is just a monster, dude. He is an absolute monster. I wouldn't say that he, you know, like, power crept regular Ike. But if you never have an Ike, and you want this Ike, like, he's a little bit better. He's a little bit better. A little bit better. And he looks cool. And he comes with a blessing. There's a lot of perks. There's a lot of benefits to going Vanguard Ike. But Vanguard Ike is not the only hero on the ballot. We also have Hector. Hector is a fantastic unit. He's been around for a very long time. You can see that base stat total of 168. Near what Ike is at 163. But HP of 52, attack of 36, speed of 24, defense of 37, and resistance of 19. Not bad. Not bad. Hector, you're doing alright. You're doing alright for yourself. Hector's been one of those units that's been around for a very, very long time. Again, since like the beginning of Fire Emblem Heroes, basically. And to this day, he's still really good. So I think that goes without saying that, you know, he's definitely worth a look if you're not considering him. First of all, he's going to come with our mods, which is a monstrous weapon that has a might or power of 16. So once you pop him on there, similar to Vanguard Ike, he's going to have that attack of 52, which is really, really good. But above that, it's guaranteed to make a follow-up attack when attacked at an HP of greater than or equal to 80%. So as long as you're 80% or above in max health, you are going to guarantee a follow-up attack to whatever is attacking you. Again, no assist skills coming with Hector, but that's okay because he's got a lot of other stuff. Pavice is his special, or his max special that you're going to get. It reduces damage inflicted by attacks from an adjacent foe by 50%. So, you know, pretty solid. You know, he doesn't have the greatest resistance. His defense is absolutely, you know, ridiculous, and that HP is gorgeous. So, you know, it kind of helps him a little bit. Reduce distant damage by, you know, 50%. So passives. So Hector's not coming with a B slot this time, but we'll touch on that in a moment. Distant counter is what you should be focused on, right? Goad Armor, which is his C passive, grants armored allies within 2 spaces speed and attack +4 during combat. That's cool. All right, Goad Armor is cool. Other stuff comes with Goad Armor, so I wouldn't really necessarily worry about that. But Distant Counter, man, that is a unique skill. Distant Counter is like the moneymaker. We just talked about this with Vanguard Ike, how Distant Counter was built into his weapon. It comes with Distant Counter, which is amazing. So normally, you know, again, with that with that low resistance, you could get bopped by Tome User pretty easily. But now, Distant Counter is going to enable a counterattack regardless of distance. So, not only can he counterattack, 1v1, but he can also counterattack from distant units as well, which is amazing. So you definitely want to think about that. And remember that we talked about our mods, that follow-up attack at HP greater than or equal to 80%. He's got a B slot that is empty, and what you could pop in there pretty easily is Vantage. And what Vantage is going to do is it's going to guarantee that you attack first if you are attacked at like 80% or less max health. So with that build particularly, which is what I have, thanks to our mods, you are guaranteed to follow-up attack when your HP is greater than or equal to 80. And if you have Vantage 3 on him, you're going to guarantee to attack first, no matter the distance, if your HP is below 80%. Whoa! So you're either guaranteed a follow-up attack, or you're guaranteed to attack first. And again, with that attack with our mods at 52, like, you're going to be doing some big damage. That is probably a killer build that I would recommend. But again, if you have Hector and you're like, I don't really want this, you get Distant Counter fodder. You get some Goat Armor. I wouldn't use Goat Armor. I wouldn't use Hector for Goat Armor fodder. I'm just throwing that out there. Please don't do that. Please use Distant Counter fodder. Please use the Distant Counter fodder. And he's just a good unit, man. He has stood the test of time. He has put in the work, and he is here to be like, oh, I am Hector. I'm really good. And we're going to be getting Brave Hector too. So, there's that. We already have Love of Bounds Hector out. If you didn't get him, he's very close second. I know Love of Bounds Hector kind of a little bit power creeped regular Hector. But regular Hector is still so good, man. So good. I guarantee you we'd have had Love of Bounds Hector if the voting had been going on while that was an active unit available. But it wasn't, so we got Hector instead. But still very solid. If you're looking for an armor emblem team and you don't have Hector, you can get Hector now. Very solid. He's just a good unit, man. He's just a good unit. Distant Counter is a passive that should not be ignored. Like, literally ever. It's so good, dude. Again, some weapons have it, but if you don't have it and you want to fodder, this is your guy. Next, we're going to be looking at Winter Tharja. So, Winter Tharja, also an armored unit. I know she doesn't really look like it, but she is. I promise. I promise she's an armor unit. She's also a red tome unit. So far we've had a sword with Vanguard Ike, we've had an axe with Hector, and now we have an armored red tome unit, which is pretty interesting, I think. Tharja is ridiculous. Can I just say that now? Tharja is ridiculous. So we got that base stat total of 165. Again, a little bit higher than Ike. Still doing pretty okay over here. HP of 143, attack of 34, speed of 18. Yeah, not anything fancy. That's okay though, because we have defense of 34 and resistance of 36. What? Yo! How do you even beat this thing? Those stats are ridiculous, dude. Again, speed is not great, but with defenses like that, you don't really need a whole lot of speed. You know what I mean? So Tharja is going to come with Candelabra Plus, which has a might or strength of 12. It is a ranged weapon, so this is our first and only ranged weapon in our options here to pick from. But it's going to grant attack, speed, defense, and resistance of +2 during combat if foe initiates combat. So if Tharja gets attacked, all your stats are going to get buffed, aside from HP, by 2. Which is bonkers, man. That is absolutely crazy. That's so good. It's like Fury, but you don't take any damage afterwards, which is awesome. So she's also going to come with special. She has no assist. Rip. She's going to come with Iceberg once it's maxed out. Boost damage dealt by 50% of the unit's resistance. So obviously, resistance, aside from HP, is our strongest stat. So obviously a very good special for her to have. So it's going to boost her damage by 50% of the unit's resistance. So basically, at this, That's what the max neutral is at 30 or at level 40. So half of that would be 18. So your attack is going to get a plus 18 boost, essentially, which is pretty solid. I think a standard for most HP is around 40. So you're already like that special alone is going to be doing about half to your opponent. You know, of course that it varies, but you know, still. So similar to what we talked about with Hector. Some of the passives. Let's look at the passives. First of all, Tharja's coming with 3 passives, an A, B, and a C. She's going to have Close Counter, which, as you might imagine, sounds a lot like Distant Counter. And it works basically the opposite. It enables the unit to counterattack regardless of distance to the attacker. So, instead of getting a Distant Counter, you're going to get a Close Counter. So normally, Tharja being a ranged unit, she cannot attack at, you know, at a next-to-next encounter. With a Close Counter, now she can. This was a signature of Takumi, I think, way back in the day. And it's also very good fodder. I'm just throwing that out there. It's also very good fodder. If you're into that kind of thing, you know? She's also going to come with Vengeful Fighter 3, which means if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, and the foe initiates combat, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. So, once again, working with that Candelabra Plus, when the foe initiates combat, you're going to get a stat buff of everything +2, and Vengeful Fighter is going to guarantee a follow-up attack if you are already attacked. It also grants a special cooldown charge +1 per attack. So, Iceberg, which already has a cooldown of 3, going to be happening even faster. So, you have to attack Tharja to win. The problem is that you have to attack Tharja to win. But you're also going to be met with a lot of negative connotations of attacking Tharja. You know, it's bad. And then Red Tome Valor 3, which means that the unit survives, all Red Tome users get 2 times SP. So, I mean, if you're SP grinding, that's pretty handy, I guess. I don't think she's the only unit to have that. Similar to Goat Armor, like if you're looking for Tharja on an armor emblem team, or if you just want a really solid Red Tome unit who has like ridiculous bulk stats, Tharja is your go-to. If you're looking for fodder, Red Tome Valor probably not what you want to fodder for. Probably Vengeful Fighter. That would be my go-to. I believe Candelabra Plus can be inherited, I think. So I mean, you could even trade that off if you really wanted to. But Close Counter, I mean, she's not the only unit to have Close Counter. Vengeful Fighter, I think, might be a unique one for her. Let me check real quick. Yeah, so she's the only one that has Vengeful Fighter, which, you know, as we talked about, very, very solid, especially with that Candelabra Plus. So, if you're looking for fodder, Vengeful Fighter is definitely on that high priority list, I'm sure. She's just really good. Like, I know I keep saying this about all the units, but she's just really good, dude. All these units are just so freaking good. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, again, you know, Armor Emblem, she works with that. If you need a good Red Tome unit, you know, Tharja might be your normal girl that you... That's her actual unit name, Normal Girl Tharja. Trying to impress Robin, man. I don't know. Either way, I don't know that I would fodder her, honestly. Like, she is just a really good unit. And again, we're gonna get her at neutral, and that's what those are. So, pretty crazy. And the last unit that we're gonna look at, my personal favorite, is Performing Arts Azura. This is Azura at neutral. Again, base 149 total. So the weakest of all of our options here. Everybody else is at a lean 160 plus. Azura's going to have an HP of 35, attack of 32, speed of 34, defense of 20, and resistance of 28. So while she doesn't have the highest base stat total, she does have the most well-rounded usage here. And the nice thing about Azura is that she is an infantry, she is a green axe, but she is also a dance unit, or a sing unit. Basically, the unit that allows, with her assist, which is Sing, to revitalize one of your units that have already attacked or moved to this turn to go again. So it's like getting an extra go on another unit, which is really nice, right? Because if Azura's in a bad spot, where she's up against like a sword unit, and let's say you already use Nephany, who is your lance unit, who can easily take down an Ike, or something like that. Azura can't do it, but she can Sing and let Nephany go again, and then you win. So it's basically like getting a mulligan if you really need it. This is probably the best dance/sing unit available. I'm just gonna be real about it. This is probably her. So what I think is most interesting, she's coming with Ur, which is her attack, or her weapon here. Again, strength of 16, might of 16. With this weapon, which I don't think can be foddered off to anybody, if Sing or Dance is used, which maybe it can be because she can't use. Well, maybe she can learn Dance. I don't know. If Sing or Dance is used, target is also granted attack, speed, defense, and resistance +3. So every single one of your stats, except for HP, because HP never gets buffed, is going to go up by 3. Let's just let that sink in for a moment. So Tharja's Candelabra, it gave her a buff similar to that by 2 if someone attacked her. Azura does this if she sings to another unit. There you go. Really solid, man. That instant buff is so good. That has won me games, just in general. You know what I mean? Because like if you don't have the attack to like clear a KO initially, boom, there you go. Sing, you're done. I have literally stayed in one spot, had Azura sing, and then picked up the win that way. Absolutely ridiculous. Of course, the assist is going to be Sing. That enables the target to take another action. But it can't be stacked. So, like, you can. I've often thought about this just for funsies. You can't use Sing or Dance on a unit that has Sing or Dance, because then you just have an infinite turn going. So that's if you have 2. So that's she does not come with any specials. So that's something to note. She, unlike her other voting ballot friends, has an assist where everybody else has a special with no assist. So she doesn't have an assist or a special, but that's okay. She doesn't have a B passive, but she does have an A and a C. So she's going to come with Triangle Adept, which gives plus 20% attack if the weapon triangle is at an advantage, and a minus 20 if at a disadvantage. So basically, the way the attack triangle goes, if you don't know, lance beats sword, sword beats axe, axe beats lance. So if she's up against a lance unit, she's going to get a 20% buff to her attack. If she's up against a sword unit, she's going to get a 20% decrease in her attack. Which, with that attack stat, again, she's looking at a 16 bump once Aura is equipped. So she's going to be a 48. That's not terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible. I'd say anything 50 plus is pretty OP. But that Triangle Adept, again, if you're paying attention to the attack triangle, is going to do all right for you. And she's also going to come with Drive Resist 2, so grants allies within spaces resist +3 during combat. Really solid. Like this unit alone, I feel like is probably pretty customizable to your need. I never liked using singers or dancers until I got Performing Arts Azura. I have a +1 Performing Arts Azura. She is fantastic. She is probably my go-to unit if I'm building a team. I use her. We talked about this in the original A Hero Rises videos where I picked New Year Azura just because she was a flying unit. But overall, I genuinely feel like Performing Arts Azura is like the best singer-dancer unit that you could possibly have. So, I am personally probably going to vote her or Ike. But honestly, there's not a bad option. There's genuinely not a bad option. Like Tharja, even Tharja's good. Like, they're all good options, guys. Pick what you want to go with. That's my solemn advice. Like, if you need a good sword unit, which, I mean, there's tons of good sword units, or you just didn't get, you know, Vanguard Ike, go for Vanguard Ike. He's free. He's there for the taking. If you need Distant Father counter, or you never had a Hector, or you're waiting for Hector to, like, complete your Armor Emblem team, go with Hector. If you want Tharja, she was around for a little time during Christmas, right? She has a candelabra. She has ridiculous defensive stats. Go for her. Or if you need someone to, you know, if you're tired of using, you know, whatever singer dancer you have already, and you want the best one, go with Azura. There's no wrong answer here, fam. I am so glad that we have so many good options. Again, I'm not going to do one a video a day like I normally do, which is why I threw them all in one here. We're going to discuss. Let me know in the comments who you're choosing, what your strategy is. There's no lose here. There's really no lose here. Everybody's a winner in this situation. So, again, let me know who you're picking. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm Blue, and I will catch you next time in an all-new video, podcast, or live stream.